Hello and welcome to Lord Fenton Gaming Reviews Dead Space Remake. I'm your host Lord Fenton. In this review of Dead Space Remake, we're asked the burning question: is Dead Space Remake for 2023 worth playing, or it's worth just playing the original version only? As always, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more reviews like this. Do not forget hitting the notification bell to be updated and more. This review will go over everything from graphics, gameplay, replayability, music and sound, and much more. So let's get on with the review, shall we? Let's talk about the graphics. Oh my goodness, this looks great and wonderful. Now I decided to take the FPS option, which is 1440p by 60 frame rate, and it looks good even in that form for the Xbox Series X. Now imagine this on the PC, 4K, 60 frames per second, maybe more. That game will look gorgeous on your best built PC ever. So I'm going to say the graphics, the developers did a real great job on it. Here's what I love about the world Dead Space. It is great looking. For the most part, there is no load times. It looks like everything's normal at the start. As you get further in the game, it gets more messed up, which is a good thing. It retains its horror survival aspect, which is actually I really enjoyed. Yeah, this ship looked like it's just abandoned, but you're going to find out why. As for the gameplay, they still retain the original version with a few improvements in it, but still, you could still kinesis foes, you could stasis certain objects, even foes too. And yeah, this is not your normal survival horror game where you go for the head. No, you go for the limbs and other body parts too. They still kept that. Unlike a certain game I used to play a long time ago, Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. They retain what is good from the original Dead Space and made some nice improvements upon it. I'm going to go ahead and speak about the controls. Now, in the Dead Space original version, which was 2008, you move a bit clunky or so when you're not in zero-G gravity. Well, guess what? They improved the controls. They're actually pretty good. They move nicely. And they modernized it. Yeah, you heard me right. They modernized the controls for today's modern console systems, or better yet, if you're playing on the PC, very high-end PCs. So yeah, the controls are almost near perfect in my eyes. In remakes of certain games, certain developers will try to do is change the story, thinking they could do better, but in the end, they really mess up what the original was foretelling the story. Not in Dead Space Remake. They kept most of the story for the most part. Any part that felt like it was missing from 2008, they connected nicely. Still, it's the same story that you will definitely enjoy in 2008. And if this is your first time playing Dead Space, this version, you're really going to enjoy the story in this game. Let's go over the user interface, aka the UI. For the most part, it's crisp and clean. And yeah, stay in the menu too long, you get your butt kicked since the action is constantly going, which is very nice. Has a nice map system. Even a mission system is good, and your logs where you did collect them all. Now another thing is, where's your health at? Well, it's on your character, so it maintains that nice survival horror action, which I really love enjoying the original. They carried that over in a remake, which I am glad they did so. Let's go over the upside of the sound and music. It actually sounds real nice. They still maintain the original with little minor improvements to it. You can stomp bodies, you can hear the actual stomp, the bone break, and much more. You can hear the spooky ambience, which is good. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a demonstration of it before I end this part of the review. I really did enjoy the sound and music, the upside of Dead Space Remake, which is a good thing. Let's go over the difficulty. I'm going to say it now. They did a great job of it. Now, in original, you had easy, medium, and hard, and impossible once you beat the game. Well, they did some changes. Now, for those of you who are worse at easy, well, you got story mode. And then those of you who want a real challenge after you beat the game, you have impossible difficulty. It's like hard and damage and stuff. It's with one exception. You have one life. You die. That's it. You can either go on with hard difficulty or let the game wipe out your save file, which is good. So Dead Space Remake does not hold your hand at all. They still kept the same aspect as the original for combat in Dead Space Remake. That's what I like. You keep the good parts, you only get rid of the bad parts. Well, guess what? Combat is one of the very good parts. You go for the limbs to survive. No headshots, no body shots like that. Very unique gameplay, very unique combat. And they still kept it for this version of Dead Space. Let's talk about the weapons. Yeah, they still kept the futuristic engineer tools that you could use to repair the ship or do maintenance on. Instead, use those against the necromorphs as weapons to survive, which is a great thing. They still kept the good old plasma cutter. That's what I like. You keep the things that are same that made the original very good. Well, guess what? Dead Space Remake still keeps the tradition. Next up is the trophies and achievements in Dead Space Remake. For the most part, they kept most of the things the same, with the few exceptions. They really got rid of the seriously annoying ones. Now, because of that nice change off, like for example, the ADS cannon ones that are gone, and of course the pod ones, they have impossible difficulty. Yeah, they got a trophy slash achievement for that too. And boy, it is well worth earning. I will definitely say that. And the best part is the logs that you do collect in the game. You only need to collect 150, not all of them at all, which relieves so much stress, which is a great thing for people who are achievement and or trophy hunters. So yeah, the achievement slash trophy system for this game is just right. The variety of foes, they still kept the same from the original, except for they look more modern and menacing, I will tell you that. That's the one thing great about Dead Space series, including the remake, are the enemies you face. There's different ways to kill a few of them. If you're low on ammunition, you can use kinesis. And if you're not too careful, they could grab you to straight up kill you. So that's what I like about this game, is the different type of foes you get to face off against. And I hopefully people will enjoy facing them off on their own playthrough. Let's talk about the remake changes. Oh my goodness, they did a great job. Now they replaced the Kendra and Harmon actor and actresses. Still, I enjoy both of them, the new version of them. Also, what I did like is some of the minor story changes, enough not to mess with the story entirely. They did a few things about towards the end of the game. And the alternate ending. That's another good change too. We'll touch up on that more later on. Still, change is good in this version. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the collectibles in Dead Space Remake. They still kept the same tradition from the original, where if you collect certain logs, either they're text or audio, you get to learn what the heck happened to the USS Ishimura. And what's also a nice thing they did in the remake is they added marker fragments, which is good too. We'll touch about that more later on. They kept most of the logs and the collectibles the same, and I like that in remakes like this. Another great change that I did keep out in the remake change section is the ADS cannons. Oh my goodness, they really improved the heck out of them. In the original, you had to invert your controls at times or do a certain option to get through that ADS cannon part. This one, no. They streamlined it more, and it's much more improved. So if you ever play this game, you get to this part, you're going to see the huge improvements from the original. Let's go over New Game Plus. They still kept the same tradition from the original Dead Space. And let me tell you, I like that quite a bit. Yeah, even the logs that you do find, they still keep that. The Master Override, that is kept too. A few other things you have to get through the story, but that's quite alright. And they had a few new good surprises too, which I'll go over on the next part of the review. So New Game Plus is a step up. Let's talk about the alternative ending. Well worth doing. You know, when you get a New Game Plus, you get access to marker fragments. You collect all 12 and put them in a certain place. You get to see the other ending. Yes, it's kind of like on a DVD where it's alternative ending. Well, guess what? This alternative ending is really good and well worth playing the game again and again in order to get to it. Let's talk about the voice acting. It's great. I absolutely did enjoy it. It pulled me right back in this game. And that's a great thing. You know what they also did instead from the original where the protagonist is silent? They gave him a voice. Isaac's voice from Dead Space 2 and 3, which I really did enjoy. So yes, The voice acting, I love in this remake. Is this game replayable? Absolutely. I really love it. You miss something, go back, do it. You want to do something else. Because there are a few logs you have to do one thing in one playthrough, then you have to do another one to get that. Yeah. Well, this game allows you to do it. You want to get all those kill types? Well, replay. You can play the game over again to do that. You want to challenge impossible difficulty? Replay the game to definitely go for it. So this game is high in replayability. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say I'm disappointed in one thing. It is 2023. There is no streamer friendly option in the menu. Instead, I have to turn down the music all the way down, which I am heavily disappointed. Now, if they had a streamer friendly option, at least they put that in the game so this way I could click on that and post my videos. What if someone wants to stream this for giggles and all of a sudden they can't? You know, they might get hit with a DMCA. I'm disappointed that this game in 2022 does not have that option. As for the map bugs, yeah, the ladder chapters, they are really bad in a few places. One of my guys had to explain that there's 2 rooms switched out. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I mean, come on. At least if you have issues like that, quickly get a patch out to resolve it. Otherwise, delay the game. Unfortunately, they didn't do that at all. As for the bugs and glitches in Dead Space Remake, it pops here and there. Sometimes not annoying, other times very annoying, like the tracking. A few times in the game, I was like, wait a second, what happened to my tracking of the objectives? And yeah, that's a disappointment right there. They had to rush the game out, I understand, but still, if they had little issues like that, either quickly get a patch out or at least delay it a week or 2. Despite its minor flaws, this is how you do a remake. From the graphics and everything else they kept from the original, they also added some nice improvements too, including the alternative ending, and of course impossible difficulty and much more. If this is your first time ever want to ever play Dead Space, this is the game to do so. If you're coming back for that Dead Space itch, this is the game you want to play. Now, if you want to play both versions of Dead Space, play the original, then play the remake, and you'll definitely see why the remake, they made so much great improvements. This is my review of Dead Space Remake 2023. This is Lord Fenton signing off. Thank you for watching. Have a great day or night, and do please stay safe. Please subscribe to my channel for more guides just like this. If you like what you see, then pick my suggestion on the upper left hand corner or YouTube suggestion on bottom left hand corner. Have a great day or night and do survive.